There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplays, conventions, and all the extra nerdy bits and bytes. Um, for this super special, awesome episode, I'm joined again by my wonderful friend, Carnage Cosplay.
Howdy, howdy. I am
Hi.
indeed the Carnage cosplay.
Now, this you've been on the show before. Um, I'm
Like several
positive.
years ago.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Several years ago. So I guess the quick and dirty of it is you're based in Australia. So for those listening in at the time of this recording, it is 7 p.m. Sunday night on my end. On your end,
And it's 10 a.m. on Monday morning.
so I'm speaking to someone from the future. The world on fire?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. Good. Oh no.
So sorry. That's so loud.
Yeah. Apologize in advance because they have birds in attendance.
Us Australian and our animals.
Oh yeah, always a threat. And then I mean, everyone's aware of my cat situation, so I don't know if Kai is gonna behave himself and want to try to play with Tifa. So there may be some bangs every now and then. I don't know. So the basis of this episode was going to be all about your experience um, with PAX Australia. Which is interesting because I mean, most people that have listened to the show will probably know of my experiences with PAX East. So those unaware, it's the Penny Arcade Expo. They have several um, versions of their cons throughout the year in various parts of the world because obviously there is PAX Australia, which is the only international version of the world. Because then in the States we have East, which is in the East Coast. I want to say we have West, which is in the Washington State area, which is on the other side of the country. South, I believe, got canceled due to lack of attendance, and that was based in Texas. And then we also have PAX Unplugged, which is East Coast based, but it's also primarily geared toward board games and tabletop and just like all that side of gaming. Um, but then, right as before we were going to record the show, you had suggested to talk about some other variants of con that you had in your area, specifically Crunchyroll Con, which I think I knew about. Um, but literally, like in your message, you said that it happened recently and it was not a good show, or it flopped and was
Yeah.
supposedly much smaller than the one that we had. But I, for all my intents and purposes, I only just heard of a Crunchyroll Con. I did not see or hear much about the experience of how it was in the States. So, with that being said, yeah, I guess I could turn it over to you in terms of because obviously you've been posting about it from here and there because you recently moved and got that all
Um,
situated.
yeah. I recently moved house. I moved interstate like a year ago and then just moved down the road, thankfully. So I'm still in Melbourne City. Which
Okay.
is, for those who don't know, it's like the biggest city in Australia. Um, think of like your New York City or Tokyo in Japan. That is, Melbourne is that for Australia.
Okay.
It is like super densely populated, constant foot traffic, kind of. So lots of people. So keep that in mind because that's important. And
Okay.
so when America had their Crunchyroll Expo, It was massive. Like I was looking at it online. They had like full Gundams. They had like big, massive displays, and it was amazing. Like studios came out to it. There was like life size like displays from things and like little photo ops from like the Spy Family living room. So all
Okay.
super cool things. But Crunchyroll Australia, I personally had a really good time because I was very lucky, but a lot of people did not. So our in Melbourne, the biggest convention centre in Australia is the MCEC,
Okay.
and we had to split that convention centre with Crunchyroll and a cheerleading competition and a dance competition all happening at the same time.
Huh.
So Crunchyroll only got a third of the convention center. So yet again, keep that in mind. They sold 8,000 tickets per day for the con, which is a great turnout for Australian conventions. And a lot of people missed out because they only had like a set ticket limit. But the thing is, it wasn't meant to be 8,000 per day. It was meant to be 8,000 over the whole weekend. And then on top of that, last minute, the convention center decided to lower their capacity that they're allowed due to the high turnout at the cheerleading and dance competition.
Right.
So Crunchyroll just got, pushed aside really. And then people were waiting outside for hours, for 5 hours in the rain and wind, because Australian weather, obviously,
Right. Yeah, I think I
in
remember hearing
full
about that.
cosplay.
Oh
Yeah, so
God.
they're in full cosplay. They're waiting out in the rain and the wind for 5 hours. And some people, even after waiting that 5 hours, didn't get let in. It's insane. So
Yeah.
they had like a small window on the Friday beforehand that you could come and collect your wristbands because in Australia we do wristbands. I see a lot of American cons have like lanyards and stuff. It's that cool, but no, we only do wristbands, which is kind of lame. Except for PAX. We get
Right.
lanyards for that.
Right.
But yeah, so I went on the small window on the Friday to collect my wristbands because I'm not going to wait on the convention day. That's silly. But obviously, not everyone could do that because a lot of people had to work.
Yeah.
And then even the people who went in on the Friday to collect the wristbands, they're having to wait out in the rain, in the wind.
Oh boy.
So sorry about the bad.
It's okay.
That's Natu, by the way. He obviously says hi. Um, but yeah, so even people with wristbands had to wait in this hour-long line. And people are crying, people are freaking out, people are sore. They've been here since like 8:30 and they're still not inside the convention.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. It was rough. I got very lucky because I rocked up late, as I do in my Bakugo hero suit cosplay because that took like ages to put on. And then I got there in the rain and I'm walking up to the convention and a guy comes up to me. He's like, just don't bother. Just go home. The line's insane. I was like, oh, but I've already got my wristband. He's like, bro, it doesn't matter. Just go home. Everyone's leaving. And I was like, what? But I had to go to a My Hero, like official Crunchyroll held photo shoot meetup thing.
Yep. Okay.
So I had to go to that. So I was like, I'm not going in the convention anyways because it was outside. And then like I dealt with that and everything, did that, which was really great. And then thankfully one of my friends was waiting in line. He's like, bro, come quick. I'm about to be lit up at the front. They're only letting people who already have wristbands in. I was like, sweet. So I got in and then inside was a little bit lackluster after seeing the American Crunchyroll. Like they promised a 18 meter by 18 meter. I don't know what that is in metric. Meter to feet. 60 feet.
Ooh.
So they promised a 60-foot Attack on Titan themed trampoline. It was not that.
A trampoline. Okay. Okay.
That's so I was expecting this like big trampoline that you could just jump on and it'd be great, but it was like one of those like they like strap you in and you just jump and go up kind of ones. I don't know if you guys have those over there, but they're in just like shopping centers and they're kind of like a bungee jump, but instead of like jumping up a cliff, you just push yourself up the ground and it springs you into the air.
Okay.
And that was this big Attack on Titan trampoline that they hyped up. And the only thing that made it Attack on Titan themed is that they had like the season 5 or season 4 or whatever, like promo pictures that were
Sure.
18
Okay.
meters long.
Oh
That was
no.
the only thing. And it's like, oh,
Oh boy.
okay. And then they're like, yeah, we've got a Jujutsu Kaisen room. And it's like, cool, that'll be cool. It's just a big chair. That's it.
What?
It was, yeah, they hyped up this like Jujutsu Kaisen for the, I guess the dub watch is Sorcery Fight is apparently the English name for it. I don't know. But they hyped it up. And then it was just like a room with Jujutsu Kaisen on the wall and a big chair.
That you could pose with?
Yeah, you could sit on the chair. And it was like,
Oh
it was a
god.
really big chair, but that was it.
Oh no.
And it's like, ah, okay, that's a little disappointing, but that's fine. And then they brought the Spy Family living room that they had at the American one over here, and that was really good. That was
Okay.
that was the same, and we could do like a little like hunt to get like a pin that was like the Statello pin that they have in the anime, which was really cute.
Okay.
But obviously, they sold out of the booklets and stuff that you needed to get the pin, so a lot
Oh
of people
boy.
missed out because they didn't stock well, and it was just like everyone was like sad. Like the actual mood for the con wasn't great.
Oh
People who
jeez.
were in full cosplay were just taking it off or leaving, and then people who were having a great time, people were getting mad at for having a good time.
Oh no.
Because like I personally had a good time. I got in after not waiting on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday, because most people just didn't show up, I just got to walk right in. Because yet again, I rocked up later, so the initial crowd already got
Right.
in.
Yeah.
And then I won like a little raffle for like a EVA figure. I got like great photo ops. It was like a great con for me. But then after posting online that I had a great con, I was just getting hounded. And people like, oh, I'm really bitter at the people who had a good time. And I'm like, ooh. So I felt bad about having a good time when I knew that so many people didn't.
Yeah. Oh
And
boy.
then, like, after seeing the convention in America, it was just like, why don't we get that? Why don't Australians get the same treatment that American conventions get?
Yeah.
It's like we don't get like the life, well, not life size, but like the half size Gundams that you guys got, or like the big EVA statues. We got a trampoline that wasn't even a trampoline.
Oh no. Yeah. You got a
So it's
trampoline and a fancy chair.
it was just like one of those like like the base wooden chair in Animal Crossing. It was just that but big.
Oh no. Oh god.
Yeah, it's
Oh no.
just
Yeah. I definitely seems like it was errors on their part. Especially with the ticket thing. Like,
they have come forward and did say that the tickets isn't personally their issue, that the convention just last minute lowered the capacity that they were allowed after already selling out because all the tickets sold out, but
right.
it was meant to be half that.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was just a whole mess around. People were screaming and freaking out like I remember vividly, like I was walking in like the lobby, and this Sailor Moon cosplayer got to the end of the line after waiting for like 5 hours, and because she didn't pick up a wristband on the Friday, they're like, "Oh no, we can't let you in."
Oh,
She's like, "Why can't you just give me a wristband? Like I've got my QR code." And then they're just like, "We're out of wristbands."
oh no.
And then she just starts screaming. She takes off her like nicely styled Sailor Moon wig, throws it into the ground, rips off the wig cap, is screaming and crying, and like the volunteers are like trying to like help her and comfort her, and she's just like hitting them off her, just like batting them away, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I mean,
Like her emotions are valid because
yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say valid if you're standing in line for 5+ hours.
In heels. She was in heels, no less.
Oh no.
Yeah.
In the
I
rain?
was just
Was it raining?
in the rain
In the
and
rain.
the extreme winds as well. It was very windy.
Oh god.
So not not great. Because the line was outside the convention hall rather
Yeah.
than being inside. For the Sunday at least, they opened up another room. So there was like a line room,
Oh,
and
that's
that was
good.
apparently better. Um, but it's still very claustrophobic waiting in a room.
Oh yeah, I bet. Holy smokes.
Yeah, so it was a big mess. A big
Yeah.
mess. A lot of people did not have a great time. I did,
Yeah.
but a lot of people did not.
Yeah, you, but everyone else. Oh boy.
Yeah, like I was still disappointed with like the trampoline and the Jujutsu Kaisen room, and it's like I assumed that they would have like gotten like the big statues from America, but no, we don't
No.
get that. And then with PAX Australia, I'd never gone to PAX before because I lived in Queensland, which is like Australia's Texas, right?
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting
big state,
comparison.
redneck state. Um, Obviously, I've never been to Texas, but I have friends in Texas, so I'm just making the comparisons. I'm like, that's similar. A lot of desert, most of it's uninhabitable. So that's where I'm from. So I moved to the big city from Texas, or Australian Texas.
Okay.
And so in Queensland, we only have like 3 conventions a year, which is super. This is both. It's a big state, right? It is massive. It is bigger than Texas. Um, and we only have 3 conventions, and they're just all between like the 2 cities at the very bottom of the state.
Yeah.
So we just have Supernova, which is just an Australian convention, and Oz Comic Con, which is like your Comic Con, but obviously Australianized, hence the Oz in the name. So it's not nearly as big as San Diego Comic Con by any means.
No.
It is very, very small. And then obviously down in Melbourne, we have PAX as well, and Crunchyroll, and we didn't get those in Queensland. So I went to my first PAX, and PAX Australia has been happening since 2013. So it's not new by any means.
Right.
And it's almost 10 years old. And
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
yeah, almost 10 years old. Crazy. And I found out about it existing in 2014 because a lot of my like friends were going to it. I was like, why are you all going to Melbourne? What's happening? But I never knew that PAX stood for Penny Arcade Expo. So thank you for educating me on that.
Yeah, well, I guess it just, I mean, it's spun out of the Penny Arcade comic, the web comic. That's what it's
Oh,
spun out of. And then so Penny Arcade Expo is like a series of cons that is owned by Reed Pop, which is like this entertainment. I don't know, like I don't know how to call it, like conglomerate or stuff or something where they own all the other big name conventions. So they own New York Comic Con, they own the Fan Expo brand. So you get Fan Expo like Fan Expo Boston, Fan Expo Vancouver, like the Fan Expo that are up in the Canada area. Um, so yeah, Reed Pop owns like a shit ton of other cons and like puts them on. So I'm curious if they do own San Diego. I'm not sure if San Diego is its own monster. Um, but yeah, no, Penny. I mean, yeah, it stands for Penny Arcade Expo, and it just came out of the webcomic that's been around for I know over a decade at least. I don't read it, but I just know of it.
Yeah, because like we had like the big penny arcade booth at PAX, and I was just like, oh, a big part of PAX culture is pins, so that makes sense. But no, I didn't realize that, that's what it's from.
Yeah.
And like, so like PAX Oz, um, I guess was born in 2013 by just these two guys.
Yep.
Yeah, just two guys, and they had pins of them, and like I've got some in my house of them, and I was like, I don't know who these guys are. And then Jake was like, oh, those are the guys that made PAX, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know who
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Um,
Gabe and Tycho. They're like the main characters of the webcomic.
oh, and they're like upside down in the pins as well because PAX Oz were upside down apparently.
Oh, ha ha ha.
Ha!
Well, down under, upside down. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The world revolves around America, so anything that's not America is upside down. I guess because in relation to where you are, I guess Australia would be upside down.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Sorry to all the flat earthers listening. The world is round. I'm sorry. But no, at our PAX Oz, this year, so we haven't had any for a couple of years due to COVID.
Yep.
I've been buying tickets since 2019 for them to just be cancelled every year.
No.
So that's fun.
No.
Um,
I hope you got refunds, right?
yeah, we get
Okay, thank God.
within 180 days. So I would have to wait 180 days for my refund for my
Oh boy.
tickets that I didn't
Fun.
get.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we love that. But I digress. At this con, typically at PAX we have like the three big names. We have Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. This year we didn't have any of those.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we had that at East either.
Okay, that's good though. That well, not good, but like that makes me feel a little better.
No,
That
no,
you
it
didn't
was.
get the big three.
Yeah. Why? I don't think they've been at cons for a while now because of COVID. Maybe.
Yeah,
Because I
because they
think
were at 2019, I believe, and then
they were in 2019. Yeah, they were in the one PAX East in 2020, which was legit. Oh my God! Wait, I think PAX East in 2020, before the world shut down, it took place like, oh God, I want to say end of February, early March, when we were just hearing about it. And like the con staff did an amazing job at like keeping things sanitary and wiping things down constantly. But then legit right after that, the world shut down and pandemic started. So
yeah, I think by that point Australia had already been like, okay, this is serious,
right.
because I think our last convention before, as you say, the world shut down was, for me personally, was Gold Nova, which is Gold Coast Supernova. And yeah, that would have been around the same time. I think it was at the start of March.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, COVID didn't start hitting us until like April is when we had
okay.
our lockdown started.
Right.
And then I went from being in the city that had, I think our longest lockdown was a week. And
Right.
then meanwhile, all my friends in Melbourne, they had a 220 something day lockdown.
Oh my
So
God.
almost a whole year. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. And
I just typed in like PAX East, and for some bizarre reason, I guess it brought up the 2020 dates. So it was, yeah, I was right. It took place February 27th, 2020 to March 1st.
wait,
So
how long are your PAXs?
why?
Like how long?
How long was what was Australia like? Not 4 days.
We do Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, so our PAX is shorter as well.
Okay.
Lame. But yeah, so our PAX is it's like a weird combo. So typically at Australian cons, there's like a lot of stores to like buy from, and we have this thing called Artist Alley, which I'm assuming you have over there as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like lines and lines of like artists. Our PAX doesn't have that. Does yours?
No, Artist Alley is typically geared towards, I imagine anime conventions because, I mean, while I've never been to an anime convention, um, I imagine like Artist Alley exists there, but it's also typically geared towards comic conventions.
Okay, yeah, because our PAX didn't have one, and we didn't have too many like vendors either, like to like buy stuff from. Like we had
Really?
like a couple of like dice makers and like D&D, but
Yeah.
yeah, we had like a lot of board games.
We have board game vendors, tabletop vendors, some merchandise vendors with like T-shirts. I know for me, I got a really nice looking Kingdom Hearts themed scarf that I now wear all the time, especially now that it's getting cold. Um, like hats, some. I believe I don't think they were there this year, but previous year the filthy casual guys they would always be there.
Yeah, we
Um,
don't. Yeah, no, we didn't have any places that like sold clothes or anything like that. Like I know one of my friends like needed socks. Um, and
okay,
there was only one place in all of PAX that sold socks.
okay,
Yeah. And like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
it's all right.
Um, but yeah, we have like the PAX merch that has like the PAX logos on everything.
Yeah, we did too. It was
Um,
like right.
yeah,
What did you think of the space themed?
the space theme. Oh yeah,
Like the
I was
over
like,
yeah
yeah.
the space theme for the overall convention.
Um, I mean, there was no space theme for the convention, only for the PAX merch.
Well, yeah. The like the con theme this year was all space themed. That's what I was getting at. Yeah,
I didn't notice a theme.
yeah,
Yeah, like I don't think the only thing that had like the space esque vibe to it was like we had like bomber jackets and astronaut esque like pins and stuff at
right.
the PAX booth, but I didn't notice any space theme throughout the rest of the convention.
Yeah, no. It was just like that was like every year. I think Penny Arcade had they pick a theme to like base their con around. Like a lot of like the lined and Q lined and stuff would be like named after like space terms for this year. I remember one year it was like a summer camp themed kind of vibe. Um, yeah, that's what I was getting at because I mean
Okay.
I got one of their shirts because I figured why the hell not get a bit of pack themed shirt. Um, It was okay. I'm personal preference towards the color blue, which I believe is the main color for PAX West.
Hmm.
So yeah, West has blue. Unplugged, which I believe is happening very soon. Like I think next month. Theirs is purple, so that could be rad to look at. Because you guys are orange, or no, not orange, yellow.
Yeah, we're yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But who would have thought that blue lightning cogs would have had a favor to the color blue?
I know. Shocker.
Such a
Shocker.
shock. But we didn't have any like named lines or anything. We have all of our like where the panels and stuff are, like all those places. All of them are named after Australian animals. So we have like the
Oh, okay.
Quokka Theatre, the Wombat Theatre,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Platypus
yeah.
Lounge. Yeah, which is
So
cool.
they were. Did the convention like is that those theater names? They were like named by the convention building itself.
No, not by the convention building. By PAX. They're just like
Oh, okay.
it's
Interesting.
yeah, just to make it easier. So then it's like, the Final Fantasy panel is at the Quokka Theatre. Okay, that's easy.
Right.
Rather than like naming, like numbering them.
Main room
Um,
1A and whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
that's a
actually
nice touch.
I believe that maybe they are named from the convention, but cuz I think the convention where PAX East took place, the convention itself, I think they had special room names, not by PAX, but they were very similarly the Wombat Theater, the Bobcat Theater, the Condor Theater, like that kind of thing. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's cool though, because we also had Wombat and Bobcat.
right, right,
That's cool.
or maybe
I like
I
that.
yeah, I mean I'd have to take a look at like the Hind Convention Center or wherever the con took place to see if they was truly like those animal names, or maybe they were from Pact. I didn't really pay attention.
I'm sure they'd be from PAX. Because I don't know, it seems like a very like PAX thing to do. But like you're mentioning like PAX Unplugged though. Um and you're saying that that one is just like board games and such. Is your
Correct.
normal PAX not really about board games? Because with
Well, I mean,
PAX,
no. Well, PAX itself is like it's a gaming convention.
yeah,
So like video games and like, but then also we had in PAX East, we had like the main exhibitor floor with all the developers and some hardware companies like Logitech. Um, Discord had a booth. I think
oh wow,
Facebook Gaming had a booth for some bizarre reason.
yikes,
Um, then we had other lot of indie love at PAX East. I think I maybe
yeah,
PAX in general. I don't know if you had a lot of indies show up at Australia.
yeah. No, we had like a lot of indie developers, which is really good to see because I love me some indie developers.
Oh God, me
Um,
too. Like
but like we didn't really have too many like big names. A lot of people were saying because obviously it was my first pack, so I didn't know what to expect. But a lot of
right.
people who have been several times or have been every year were saying that it's very commercialized now. Like we had a lot of like computer brands
Yep,
and
and
like monitor brands and
yep.
like stuff like that. Like we had
Intel
um I don't
or
even think we had Intel. We had ROG, which is like I can't remember, but it's something of gamers. Um, Republic of Gamers. So like they do like computer parts and like keyboards and stuff. And they had like a big like Neon Genesis Evangelion themed area to promote their like Neon Genesis computer, which is cool. But I definitely see why it was feeling commercialized. Like Amazon had a booth there. Why does Amazon have a booth at a gaming convention? And then
I mean, yeah.
yeah, it was just like very just lots of brands. And in history, like everyone would just like go to the booths and they'd like be like, oh, have a free hat, have a free lanyard, here, have some free pins. And it would just be like you'd just get a lot of like, the lack of better words, like the swag bag stuff.
Yep.
From different places. And no one was doing that this year.
Oh, jeez.
I think I got like free pronoun stickers to put on my lanyard, which was very nice.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
And I got like an Amazon box pin, which was also from like the pronoun sticker people, because they're like, oh, we got given these, take one. And I'm like, okay. And that was it.
So you had some computer based companies, you had Amazon. Any like interesting gaming companies had giant booths there? Because we had Devolver Digital, I think, which is there. I mean, I'm looking at the Expo Hall list right now, and I want to say it was them that every year they have, because I believe they had this for previous years, where their booth was pretty big and it was all like carnival themed with like some of like the props and like displays that they had there. I believe if not them, some other company or like a collection of like developers, they just had like it was like a carnival themed setup. Which was interesting. I think Discord had a giant presence. Intel did. 2K did with Borderlands because I think Tiny Tina had just come out. Like her game had just come out. Because we met a cosplayer there that was invited to work for them, cosplaying as Tiny Tina.
We didn't get any of that. So I got up the PAX 22 for us. We had a huge indie showcase presented by Games Hub. So a lot of different indie games, and you could like play them and try them, which is really cool. We had a lot of different panels, but a lot of the panels were just like how to be better at streaming and how to do this, and like cosplay tutorials as well, which is cool. I only went to 2 panels over the weekend. One because my friend was doing the panel, and it was like a speed build helmet making session. And then the other one was some like, it was hyped up to be some like dark cultist underbelly of like The Sims. And I was like, that seems funny. But then the people presenting it, one of them didn't even know that there were more Sims games than The Sims 4. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Cool. But then like one of them obviously did their research. And then after the panel, guys were just trying to mansplain, be like, you forgot to mention that only men can be impregnated by aliens.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, no.
But we had like, one part of it that was cool, we have a bar here in Melbourne called Bartronica. And it's like, it's a big bar with like a lot of like old school arcade machines.
Ooh, okay.
So like, that's just like, I think like a couple blocks away from me, which is really cool. But they had a big like area at PAX, so you could play all like the old school arcades. I got to play Doom 1 on like a retro computer. That was fun. Well, my friend just filmed me, but I did pretty well. After because inverted controls was on for some reason. So I had to turn that off. I was like, why is it like this? Um, but they had that big area, which was cool. And we didn't have Discord, but we had Aussie Broadband Arcade. So an internet provider had
Okay.
a big area.
Interesting.
Um, there wasn't really anything there though. But
Right.
an internet provider. One of the things that were announced like last minute that people were really hyped for um, was Shuhei Yoshida from PlayStation.
Oh,
He
that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Was he like
he did like
the
a big
keynote
story
speaker?
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
we
think it was, I don't know if it was over like a Zoom or if it was in person. Um, but it was like crowded. So
yeah, it was like this thing, yeah, they had like the story time event that like kicks off the event. Cause
Mm.
we got fucking Alana Pierce.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I love her too. Like holy smoke, she's a huge inspiration. Like in terms of just like her own podcast, and then like the fact that she does really rad stuff, like with where she works at Sony Santa Monica and all her other stuff. But yeah, she was there. Um, G4 TV was there. Rest in peace. Oh my god.
Oh
They had a meetup. I didn't go to it. I wanted to, but I kind of chickened out. Um, I was curious because I think I saw them post about it. Because you said you have like the list of people that were there. Like you have it up right now.
yeah, yeah, I've got it right here.
Was a company called Toge Productions there?
Uh, from what I can see, no. At least they're not listed, but I don't think so.
Okay, maybe they were, but no, because well, they're responsible for one of my all-time favorite games of both the year that I played it and just of all time. But then they were also just responsible for honestly being one of the best. Like it was part of what made my first experience of going to a convention as a member of the media so special. So, um, you have probably heard me talk about or tweet about or post about coffee talk.
Yeah, as soon as you're like one of my favorite games, I'm like, he's gonna say Coffee Talk, isn't
Yeah, yeah.
he?
So they made it. Um, they were very sweet when I first tried the game out when I first went to PAX East as a member of press in 2020. So like I tried the game out, I loved it. I think I bought it that night because it was already out. Um,
Yeah.
but they gave me the sweetest like press kit care package where it was they gave me a thumb drive that had demos to all of the games that they were showcasing at PAX.
Oh
Of course,
wow.
I couldn't play them because I have a Mac. But then they also gave me like coffee flavored like candy and like raspberry flavored like coffee to like make, which I think I did at my hotel that night or the next day. Very very sweet people, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I don't think they were there because I know if I saw Coffee Talk, I would have sent you a photo.
Yeah, because they're working on the second episode, which has me incredibly hyped. Um,
Yeah, I saw that.
weirdly
But
for weirdly for us, and maybe I guess it's just this is America, but we had a lot of colleges there at
yeah, no,
ours,
we don't have that. Oh, I think we had like one university at the booth.
like colleges and universities that specialize with gaming degrees or like showcasing some of the games that some of their students have made as like projects and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, we had one of those. Only one though.
Yeah, we also had, I believe, maybe it was this year or maybe it was the previous year, but we had the Overwatch League team that represented by Boston, like one of Boston's universities.
Oh
They
wow.
they had a booth there, very small booth. Um, which okay. Um, because you can very clearly for us when the expo hall cuts off between here's all the gaming, here's all the companies that are there, and then it cuts off into the tabletop area with all of the board game vendors, the vendors that sell like mats for when you want to play card games. And then further down is like an area for the food court where you can like
Yeah.
nearby food trucks that are established there. I mean, one of the companies that's always there is a company called Wild Bill's Soda, which is a company that specializes. Well, they make really great soda, but depending on you can buy soda there, or you can buy like a specialty mug that they make, and if you buy the mug, you're automatically tagged to get free refills throughout the entire convention.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean, the mug doesn't come pretty cheap. I was able to get mine free because I was able to talk with some of the people there at the booth to learn more about the company. So, yay me! But no, it was really cool. I mean, they specialized in training and employing veterans of our military, and like
Okay.
just helping them out. So that's one of their big mission statement stances. But essentially, they told me like, so like I have the mug sitting on my desk, but all I have to do now is say I want to go back. I can go to any con that they're at with my mug, pay $7, and I'm good for the whole weekend.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
That's pretty dope.
and then it's like
Yeah.
we have the main expo hall, which is like on a down level, and then just throughout the entire convention, our just again Bobcat Theater, Wombat Theater, other rooms where they had like an LGBTQIA friendly space where people could just go and hang out. Um, I believe they had a cosplay corner lounge. And then just other lounges for like console tourney, console free play, where they just have like a butt ton of TVs and consoles set up for people to play. So they want to play Smash, they want to play any fighting games. Several rooms were set to constantly have tournaments being played throughout the day, throughout the entire convention. Um, yeah, the cosplay game there was pretty good.
Yeah.
My memory's shit. I don't remember too much about it.
Yeah, like we had like a couple of the same things. Like for instance, how you had like the LGBTQIA plus lounge. We just had like two little tables. Um, oh no, three little tables on like a hallway, and one of them had like a trans flag. One of them was giving out like trans lives matters. I got like a photo with like the banner that I posted because obvious reasons. Um, and that's where I got like the pronoun stickers from. We didn't have like a whole area. We just had three little tables in a hallway.
Well, I mean, we just had one small room. That was it, as far as I could remember.
And then we had like, so one of the events that were happening over the weekend were like specific cosplay meetups that were held by PAX. On the Friday, there was a Pokemon one, so I dressed in my Jessie cosplay for it because I didn't know what I was going to wear. I was like, fuck.
Right.
So I figured out the like night before. I was like, you know what? Let's go. let's whip out the Jessie cosplay. I haven't worn it in like 5 years.
Oh, I didn't realize
And
that. Oh wow.
yeah, it was a vast improvement, I will say.
I just assumed it was a new cosplay. I did not realize that was that was an old cosplay. Wow, holy smokes.
Yeah, no, one of my friends gave it to me like ages ago. Because it was too big on her bust. So she gave it to me for obvious reasons.
Right.
So I wore that. Like the PVC, um, clothing, for lack of better words, that I wore under the cosplay, that they're kind of new, but the actual like cosplay itself is like very old. So I wore that, and I went to the Pokemon meetup, and they're getting held in like, so there was like a TikTok lounge, um, and it just had like a big TikTok like printed wall, but it's where the cosplay repair station was as well.
Okay.
And even though PAX was meant to go to the Pokemon meetup and everything, they didn't. So they were obviously occupied because it was at like a scheduled time. And then obviously, like, I noticed that nothing was happening, so I was like, I'm gonna leave. Because I was there like way past the meeting time, so I was like, I'm gonna go do this now. And then on the Saturday, they had a League of Legends one, so I wore my Jinx cosplay, and PAX actually showed up for that one, and they're like, yeah, get a big group photo, and they're like, Jinx, hold the PAX Oz sign. I was like, okay. So I'm like in the front, and I'm just like, ooh,
right,
I'm scared. Center attention, I'm scared. But like that was good. And then on the Sunday, I don't know if there were any cosplay meetups, but a lot of people were filming TikToks in front of the TikTok wall. But it didn't have like any lighting, so I don't know why they would, because the lighting in there was terrible. But like we did have like booths for big names, but they were just like very disappointing. So for instance, Sega had a booth there, but their booth was just a photo op with a Sonic the Hedgehog mascot.
Huh. Interesting.
Like they might have had another one, but there were a couple like computers attached to the Sonic mascot photo op area, but it was for Sega. It was very lackluster.
Huh.
There was a big Final Fantasy 14 booth. So like you could like play Final Fantasy 14 there on all the computers.
Yeah, Square Enix had a booth. Yeah.
Yeah, like there wasn't like it had nothing to do with any other Square Enix games, only Final Fantasy 14.
They've done that before.
Yeah, so it was pretty big, it was pretty grand. That was like definitely like from memory, like the biggest booth that was there. And there was like people all around it and people playing. It would get like there was like TVs on like the outside of the booth, so you could watch people play without like looming over their shoulder, kind of thing.
Was it like a kind of like a raid challenge where you could get like a special like scarf or something out of it if you did it right, or?
I don't think so.
Interesting. That's one experience I remember. Just I didn't do the thing, but someone gave me their scarf or they were handing them out. Yeah, that's why I was curious.
Like we had like a lot of like tournaments for like fighting games.
Yep.
And like an Animal Crossing one as well, which I meant to attend, but I didn't.
Okay.
It was like like the bug and fish tourneys in the game. It was like a PAX. Yeah, it was a PAX hosted bug and fish tourney, which was really cute.
Oh no, yeah, it does sound cute. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like a big like handheld lounge, but it was just this big area with a lot of beanbags.
Okay.
Like a lot of beanbags. So many beanbags.
So many beans. Oh no.
We also had Hoyoverse, which is the people who make Honkai Impact and Genshin Impact.
Okay, yep.
I don't even remember seeing their booth. Like I went through the hall like a lot, and I don't even remember seeing their booth.
Oh, no.
There was a Twitch booth, and this is actually a situation. So there was a Twitch booth, which is cool, and there are a lot of like Twitch partners there. But due to it being at the same time as TwitchCon, a lot of like we didn't really have any big names
Oh, that's
in
right. Yeah,
attendance.
yeah.
Yeah, it
PAX,
was at
PAX
the
Australia and TwitchCon happened at the same time. Yeah, yeah,
and but with the Twitch booth, it was really weird. So on the outside it had like iridescent like glass walls which like looked really cool, and there's like plants on the inside, and it has like big Twitch like written on the walls. But once you're in the Twitch room, which only it was like partners only, um but a friend of mine let me go in with him, so that was nice. uh, and Yeah, it's you can't when you're in there you can't see out.
Huh.
Like the Twitch partners in there were being kept like zoo animals. Like you can see in and look at the Twitch partners, but they can't look out.
Oh God,
Yeah, like
that is bizarre.
so they're just sitting in there like having like a break from people and just like being able to recompose. But then like they like 10 people could be watching them and they don't even know.
They could be staring. Yeah, yeah.
Like it was weird. Like ugh. I did not like that. But there was like a little graffiti wall that like you could like write your name on and such. Or like write your handle on. But
Did you
yeah,
have?
it was
Sorry, like as you're talking, I'm like, why don't I just flip through my freaking album that I posted on my Facebook about all the photos I took to give me all the better names of the booths? But that carnival thing I mentioned earlier, no, that was from a company called Tiny Build, which I've heard of and seen before. But did you have? Because I was just scrolling through and it popped up. Did you have a section that was dubbed like the PAX Arena
yeah, we did have the PAX Arena.
with
Yeah.
all the computers lined up and whatnot?
It didn't seem like too many computers, but like we did
Right.
have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as I thought it would be,
Mm.
but like yeah, we had that. We had like a lot of like different like areas because so how our convention is set out. So PAX hires out the whole convention hall. So unlike Crunchyroll having to split it with, you know, several different events, PAX just took it all.
Yep.
And we almost sold out of all tickets. So 3-day passes got sold out very fast. Saturday passes then sold out. Then Friday passes sold out as well, very fast. And then Sunday never sold out, but was like at 80%.
Right.
And I was like confused. I was like, why is Friday sold out before Sunday? Like, what? But that's because on the Friday and Saturday, the standard convention closes at 6, but then like the board game area is open until like 11:30.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how it is. Like the expo hall proper where everything is being showcased and held, they close earlier, but like the entire convention in itself, it closes much later, I think, for like all the like extra panels that run past in the nighttime and the tournament, like you said. Yeah, exactly how we do it here.
Yeah, and there were like late night panels as well. Like I know like I left early on the Friday and we have like a PAX Australia like app, and it's like gives you notifications, and I was like, fuck. There's a panel I want to go to happening right now. But it's like nighttime and I'm at home in bed. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, I think.
But it's like, yeah, we had like the one big room where everything was.
Right.
So like even the like all like the big names and the indie and the board games were all in like the big hall.
Yep.
And then you could go outside into like a kind of not connected but connected area. and that's where like you could go upstairs and you've got like all the panel rooms. And
Yes.
but then
Yes.
on like the base level, it had like the handheld lounge and a big Just Dance area, which
Mhm.
was super fun because it was like a big stage and like it had like a big backdrop and it was like really cool. So me and my friends were going to do the League of Legends KDA because there were 4 of us. But then the
Ugh.
guy who owns it decided to go on with us and dance in front of us, screen blocking us, almost hitting us, just
Oh
making it all
no.
about him.
Oh
Then we
god.
just wanted a cute video. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like KDA is only 4 members in the song that we did. And with him, it was 5. So it's like he didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
So our little wholesome little moment was ruined.
Let's see here. Yeah, Intel had like a small DDR like play section area that I guess people could line up and play at. I know that's where Danielle De Nicola was stationed there because she was working for them, dressed up in one of her like Intel based cosplay that she made, which was insane. Um, the Discord booth had like a giant wumpus that you could pose with. But then, like, it had like an inner area where I believe you could play certain games. Like, I think the new Ninja Turtle game that was gonna come out was playable there. I was standing in line, and I'm like, I got so. This was typical me fashion. Like, I stood in line for like a good long time, and then as I got to the front of the line, I was like, "Do I really want to play this?" I just got bored, and I just left because I wanted to go run around and do other things and see other friends there. Um, the one panel that I definitely remember going to, maybe it was the only one I went to, was a panel run by some friends of mine, or mainly one friend that I knew, but it was all about VTubing.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing we had at Crunchyroll is that we had the HoloLive people come to Crunchyroll Expo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they had like meet and greets as
Yeah.
much as you can meet and greet a VTuber, but they were like there in person, but like in a little box kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing some content creators that also do VTubing. They were doing the exact same thing at TwitchCon, which is very weird to me. It
Yeah,
was
it's
very,
like
very, very bizarre.
I don't like the why are we putting people in boxes like the Twitch booth
And
and
then
now
like
the VTubing and it's just
yeah, like they're in a box, and like there's a giant screen that showed their VTuber, and they're actively moving, it, and then just like people are taking pictures with them with the VTuber, and it's like it's just I don't know. That's still I'm okay with like VTubing overall, like on a streaming capacity, but like for an in person capacity, that's still very bizarre to me.
yeah, like I don't know how they would have been so fine in that like little box. I
Yeah.
can't comprehend it. But yeah, like we had what was it? What was the other thing we had at PAX? I was gonna bring it up. Where is it? Where's my oh yeah, we had a big like do you guys have Are You Okay Day in America?
Are you okay day?
Yeah.
Is that like a mental
I get
health thing?
yeah. So it's a really dumb day where like workplaces are like, oh hear me out. Hear me out. So it's just where work because obviously in Australia, um, our suicide rates are pretty high,
Okay.
and especially in like workplaces or due to workplaces, and that's why there's Are You Okay Day. But it doesn't come from like a good warm place. It's just like employers being like, oh, see, look, we care. Look, we're asking you if you're okay, but we're not going to do anything to actually make you okay, or
Oh
or ask
no.
if you're okay when
Oh
you're not
gosh.
okay. Yeah, like it's
They had that at PAX.
At PAX, yeah. They had like a big area and like tables, and you could like talk to the "Are you okay?" staff, um, and it was just yike.
I don't know. To me, when I hear "Are you okay?" I just think of Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury because that's one of his catchphrases. So it's like, okay, very weird.
Yeah, it was just like, and it just had like those weird like flags that was just like stuck on the ground, being like, "Are you okay?" And I took a selfie with it with like a thumbs down. Um, and yeah, it was just like,
Oh
I
no.
don't know. Yet again, it was just in a table in like a hallway, like near the Just Dance, and it's like I don't want to be like talking about my feelings to a stranger while people are doing Just Dance right next to me.
Yeah, the vibes just don't sit right. No, they don't.
No, very much no. But it's like I like how serious like they're taking cosplay though. Like we had like a cosplay central, which was actually presented by TikTok, which is cool.
Okay.
Um, and they like had like the big repair booths, and we have like the cosplay competitions as like we would, but they're yet again only Australians. We don't get any big names from different countries. But we had like Henchwench and Where is Danielle and Scrap Shop Props.
Okay.
Um, so that was really cool. I'm just looking through all the PAX things. We had like a lot of like miniature painting sessions. So like when I was scrolling on the app, it was like, oh, you can just paint figures and then take them home.
Oh,
Like
that's
paint like
cute.
little like minis. Yeah.
That's
And
really
it was just
cool.
like free. You could just go up and paint them and take them home. Everything was supplied, which is really cool. And I like that, you know, that was a option. I didn't go to one, but it was an option.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, there was like a lot of like board games that you could just play with randoms. And there's like a big area. There was like this table that had like Freddo frogs. Wait, I guess you don't know what that is. Like just chocolate bars. So
Chocolate
Freddo,
bars. Oh wow.
yeah, they just had chocolate bars. But on the other side of the chocolate bar, if you picked it up, it had like someone's like name, number, and like a little like about me section and their contact details. So it was for people who are wanting to make friends. They could do like a little printout, stick it to like a candy bar. And then whoever picks up that candy bar can make friends with that person.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good idea. I
Yeah.
personally am not going to put my, contact details on a
Probably
chocolate
not,
bar.
but still, the sentiment is really nice.
Yeah, but like, um, and I decided to pick one up. And the one I got was this guy wanting a girlfriend. And it's like, oh, you can add me on Discord. I was like, no,
Oh no.
damn. But like, I didn't realize it was a thing when I picked it up. Because the guy's like, oh, pick one of these, and I was like, okay, I'll pick the Freddo Frog. Um, so a Freddo Frog is like um, I know it's an Australian thing. It is like a it's like a cartoon frog, like a kind of humanoid frog, but it's made out of chocolate. And sometimes they have like weird feelings in them.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, fillings. I thought. Oh. I heard.
yeah, like they'll have like,
I heard
oh,
feelings, and like they have weird
yeah,
feelings in them. I bet they do have weird feelings. No, no.
no.
Continue. Continue.
Um, so like, wait, I gotta clarify what this is because you guys don't have them. And we had like a lot of like tournaments for like board games, card games, handheld fighting games. Um, and we had like a lot of. Oh no, we did have a DDR area. Okay, but that was a part of the the Aussie broadband arcade. And it's like I'm not gonna go to an internet provider at a convention. Go away. Like, they gave like all PAX attendees like a cheaper price if they were to sign up. So I was like, that's cool, but no. I like my internet provider. It's faster. We had. Do you guys have NBN in America or no?
Say that again.
NBN. No, okay, I guess not.
And probably not.
No,
What is
so
it?
even though Australia is a country to invent Wi-Fi, which is cool, we have the worst internet for a first world country.
I've
Which
heard
is
stories.
yes, yes. And our like prime ministers, so our presidents, I guess, our prime ministers just don't see it as a priority. But NBN is this like, I guess, like an organization that is like installing the better equipment needed for better internet, which is cool. And they had they were doing like a lot of panels and stuff, which is
Oh,
cool. But
cool.
that's like they are like, so they're not like an internet provider per se, but they are the internet, I guess. That's
Right.
just Australian internet, I guess.
Okay.
But they were holding like a lot of panels, and it's like, which is really cool that like they were like probably the biggest name at PAX, I guess, because they were like, oh, here's how you write a resume, how to start a business in gaming, and it was like really like cool things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they did like panels with like Lenovo as well,
Okay.
and so that was cool. I didn't go to any of them. I wanted to go to one of them, which was just about like, um, oh, maybe it wasn't held by them. Never mind. But you know, that was cool. I guess like that's like our colleges. Like, you know, for the colleges we had that, so they were trying to be all like, yeah, this is how you do like, this is how you get a career in gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then we had like Streamland, um, which is like if you wanted to do a very brief stream while at PAX.
Yeah, I think we had that too.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to do like a 30-minute stream at a convention. Why would I do that?
Right. Right.
But no, like that was really cool that we had that. Um, and like there were people who like there were like streamers that you could like watch streamers that you follow like live.
Yeah.
Um, so even though they'd be streaming on the computer, you could watch them in person stream.
Yeah,
That
either
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, no, no, that makes perfect sense. I think we've had that too.
Yeah.
Like
And
some
then
people were showing off certain oh God, I think it was like certain computer parts that were being introduced or like being made or like how to insert into your PC, yada yada yada. Um
yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff was there. Um I mean there were definite indie dedicated sections of like just like rows and rows of indies you could just swing by, like you were describing earlier, and
Mm.
play some of their games. Some of my media appointments were from them or through certain indie developers where I took an interest in some of their games. And I mean they were very generous in giving me some codes for some of the games that I tried out, which was awesome. Um, yeah,
That's
did
really
you?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So it sounds like PAX Australia and PAX America like isn't as big of like a jump of difference in
no, I
comparison
guess
to Crunchyroll America and Crunchyroll Australia.
right. Yeah, I guess it just depends on mainly in terms of like the big names. Like you had big names of people that I don't know why. Duh, we have Amazon, but like, why would they be there? But then you had like your freaking internet provider, and it's like, oh, okay, it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
But eh,
Yeah, no, I didn't understand why it was either. But like we had like the PC free play and tournament area was sponsored by Intel, but
okay,
they were like not really like present, they were just sponsors and they're like walls with their logos on it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
just I don't know. It was like a little bit commercialized comparing to like what I've seen from prior years and from like I guess like America as well. Like we ain't getting free scarves. I mean, it's never cold enough to wear a scarf over here, but still.
yeah, no. It's usually um. Well, they only gave out free scarves that one year. I think it was for just for Final Fantasy 14. Like if you beat
Yeah.
beat beat a boss that they were showcasing there. Um, what was I
And
trying
then
to?
like in prior years, so we get like a lanyard because PAX is our only convention that we have like the lanyards for. Every other con is wristbands. And I think 2019 they had like a really cute pattern of like the trans flag and like the pride flag on the lanyard, which is really cool. But this year, and it's like really good quality as well.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
year we just had like a mass produced like low quality like AMD printed lanyard. And
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
they do
so
that.
many that broke.
They do that.
Yeah, and like that's what they were giving to everyone to like hold their like card with, which was, cool that we're getting something to hold it. But I don't know, just the quality shift was so different.
Yeah.
It's like so many people's like broke, so they had to be like, "Can I get another one?" Because like the clip just snapped,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think
just
we
like,
had our
yikes.
quote unquote mass produced one where it was just like they just dumped a shit ton of lanyards into a bin for people to grab as they were walking by. Ours was
Yeah.
Intel. Ours was Intel branded. Um, I just use that lanyard for my car keys now because
Yeah.
I'm also fully into like the pin game, so to speak. Not so much the PAX pins, but like some of the other pins that are like sold by some of the vendors that are there.
Yeah.
So I think I had the one that I wore my Kingdom Hearts 3 lanyard that they were giving out one year somewhere. I don't remember when, but it was obviously at a Square Enix booth. But I just had like all my personal favorite pins there. I think I got no, yeah, they did have coffee talk themed pins at one of the booths. So I'm like, well, duh, I have to grab it and stick it on my lanyard. I got two of them. One's on the lanyard, one's on my hat.
Well, that's really
Um,
good.
yeah. Um, yeah, just a lot of good stuff. But yeah, no, it's good to see that like our PAXs aren't really that different.
I
Just
mean,
like
yeah,
it's
like aside from yours being 4 days and assumably like bigger with bigger names, but
yeah,
it's not like as big of a difference as our Comic Con and our Crunchyroll. So
right.
that's a plus at least.
Did you have a personal like? So like we were mentioning like all the booths that were there. Did you have a personal, I guess, favorite booth in terms of like how it was like constructed?
Um,
Like a booth having a big presence? Because I think the Discord one was pretty rad for East this year. Um,
yeah, we didn't really have any like big booths. Like aside from the Final Fantasy one, like we didn't really have like my personal favorite would be the the ROG booth because of the whole Neon Genesis wall. Um, but that's just because I really like that anime.
Right, right.
But aside from that one, nothing really stood out. Like if I liked mascot suits, then the Sega one with like the Sonic photo ops would have been a favorite. But I don't like mascot suits, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna go with
So,
the Neon Genesis Evangelion area.
so you went all 3 days.
Yeah, I went all three.
How many days did you cosplay?
I cosplayed all 3 days.
Okay.
Because I'm too scared to be in big crowds outside of cosplay.
All right. Okay. Um. So
Hello?
which
Oh, okay, there we go.
there we go.
I don't know why I got disconnected for a second.
Oh
So
God.
on the Friday I did Jesse. Saturday I did Jinx, and then on the Sunday I did Kuki Shinobu from Genshin Impact.
Okay.
I was very tired on the Sunday because we had the PAX after party on Saturday night, so I was
Oh yeah. How was
very
they?
dead. That was really good.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people who like followed me online, and they're like, "Ah, your Carnage cards," and I was like, "Ah, yes, hello." Um, so I got some photos with some. I guess it sounds like pretentious saying fans, but I guess with fans, because they were all there, and I was like, "I'm going to be at the Glitch after party. See you there." So that was really lovely. A lot of my friends were there. We're all still in cosplay. Um, but no, it was very nice, but I was very dead the next day.
Oh God. Yeah. I bet. I didn't.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because I'm getting. God, it's gonna so goddamn cliche, but I think it's because I'm getting old. I didn't really have a desire to go to an after party this year, rather than when I did in 2020 when I went to the Acer Predator after party. But I think there were some going on this year. But man, I just wanted to like get dinner, go back to my hotel room, and then just browse on my laptop, and then just go to bed. I was
Yeah.
I was done. Um, pretty
Sounds like
much
a good plan.
pretty much each day. I think I was able to spend some time with some friends, like either getting lunch or dinner. But that was pretty much it.
Mm.
Um, trying to think and remember. Um, some of the food I had at some of the local restaurants nearby were kind of not that great. That was a bummer.
Oh, that's a
Uh,
shame.
I mean, we had solid food trucks this year. Um, my hotel was very nice. Um, I think that was it. I can. God, I barely remember what cosplays I saw aside from like the friends that I met up with. Like, it didn't. Did it seem like um cosplay wise, was there like a dominant fandom or like popular franchise that was like kind of taking the cosplay game at PAX Aus this year?
Genshin Impact.
Okay, not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
There was like a whole like meetup for it on the Saturday. And I was like tossing up on whether to do like a Genshin or a League of Legends cosplay on the Saturday. But I was like, the Genshin thing's going to be crowded, and I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah,
So I was
I
like,
know.
I'll do League on the Saturday, and then Genshin on the Sunday. But
Yeah.
it was very cold all weekend, and all my cosplays were very revealing, so it was not fun. I was dying. No,
Oh no.
because I was like, it'll be crowded and hot in the hall, so I should wear revealing cosplays. And in the hall, it was perfect. The moment I step out of the hall, freezing. It
Yeah.
was not fun.
Oh yeah.
But like thankfully like it wasn't too long for me to get to the convention. Like it was walking distance, so I was like, this is fine. I could just go home.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you were close by to the con itself, so it wasn't really.
Yeah. I could just like walk to the con, which is very, very
Oh my
convenient.
god.
Yeah.
Damn
So
straight. Yeah, no hotel costs whatsoever.
just gotta pay my rent.
Well, there's
But
that. There's that.
yeah, but you know, it was fine. I'm glad I didn't have to get like a hotel or anything. Glad I could just go there. Or like catch a tram if I wanted to be lazy.
Yeah.
Do you have trams in America?
What?
No. Trams.
Trams? I imagine. Do you mean like trains? We have those, or
No, so a tram is like a train, but it's like on the road with cars.
oh,
And
yeah.
it's like,
I'm gonna sound very stupid if it's an obvious yes.
oh no, like I don't know if
I
it's just like Tram America. No, not Team America, Trams in America. Streetcars
okay.
is apparently what it's called. Um, the vehicles are called streetcars or trolleys in North America, and trams and tram cars everywhere else.
All right.
Okay, so you do have them. They're just called completely different names.
Okay.
That's cool. I was just curious if they were like an Australian only thing because I haven't like seen any of them like in other countries. But
Yeah.
cable cars, I guess, is that what they're
Cable
called?
cars are a thing here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to find like the name that you'd know. So yeah, I could have caught a cable car if I was feeling lazy, but we call them trams over here.
Okay. Okay.
So I was like, what's the word for it? I'm sure you have them.
So for Crunchyroll, did you say that you made your Bakugo or you got it from a friend?
I did not make my Bakugo. I do not have that patience to make the big round gauntlets. No.
Oh no.
I made a Kirishima cosplay for someone else and styled the wig and everything.
Okay.
To go with my Bakugo.
Right.
Because I cosplayed Kirishima like 6 years ago. So I was like, I can make that easy. But yeah, with my Bakugo, I didn't make. One of my friends, Stefania cosplay. She cosplayed Bakugo like years and years ago, back when like season 2 was out, I believe. And I think
Okay.
she worked at PAX. I'm unsure. And yeah, she just hadn't worn it since. And I was like, can I borrow it? And it's like now like my favorite cosplay that I've done, even though it's not mine. It's
Yeah,
still at
no.
my house. It's like I've got the grenade launchers on like display on um like a cabinet of drawers, and they're like a centerpiece. And
Yeah. No, seriously, like the photo that came out of that con of your Bakugo, like I'm looking at like your profile picture for this like call. Fucking incredible. Like, good God.
yeah, like I'm in love. So I got different photos at Crunchyroll. So my profile pictures from the day before PAX. One of the photographers I knew from Queensland was coming down, and he's like, "Hey, can we shoot?" And I was like, let's go." He's like, "Bakugo," and I was like, "Yep, I'm happy to put him on again."
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna wear Bakugo to PAX because at Crunchyroll, with like the big head explosion like headpiece. Because I'm so short, my head is like shoulder level for most people, so everyone just kept bumping into it, and it was very annoying.
No, I totally get that.
And like I had to like put my arms in front of me with like the big grenades, and it was just not a good time. And I was like, I'm not wearing this at PAX, and everyone's like, oh, but just wear Bakugo, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
You don't want to bump into people. No, yeah. I mean, there are some cosplays where I've only worn them once. Like I think it was like the debut cons. I debuted my Futures End variant of Aquaman and my Woeful Donald Gijinka that I had a friend of mine. I commissioned a friend of mine to design from Smash Brothers. Only wore them once because both of them involve these very big and sometimes awkward to move in like chess pieces, like armored chess pieces, and it's just like it's why I default to Prompto or Steampunk Nightwing if I ever wanted to go back into cosplay because it's easy and comfy to wear.
Yeah, I remember like seeing like your wolf cosplay, and I was like, that does not look comfortable. And then you're like, this was not comfortable, and I was like, yeah,
no, it's not. I mean,
it did not look comfortable.
No. Glad I got to wear it. I mean, I believe the armor is still at my mom's house, but stored away. Same with a couple other pieces, because I don't think I have any cosplay pieces with me at my apartment right now.
It did not seem fun.
Anything else you want to talk about in regards to like PAX Australia or Crunchyroll?
I feel like we've covered a lot of it. Like, the Crunchyroll gave me like a big Bakugo like pin when I was in Bakugo for the official meetup.
Oh, nice.
Like they were like posting me like on their story and everything, but it was like the most unflattering photo.
Oh no.
They took a photo while I was getting interviewed and then just posted it, but I'm talking, so my face was all muddled up, and I was like, no.
Oh god. Oh no.
It's like Crunchyroll noticed me, but posted my worst side.
They didn't get my good side.
Yeah, it was very, very saddening.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Do you have any upcoming like cosplays you're looking to make, or upcoming like con for the next 2 months of the year? Or
we recently had a convention get announced, and it's Oz Comic Con again. So we had it earlier in the year in Melbourne. But now it's going to be Christmas themed. So we're getting another one. So I guess it'll be a lot like your whole mat.
Okay.
Like
yep.
Holiday Matsuri.
Holiday Matsuri, correct.
But obviously a lot smaller because it's Oz Comic Con homegrown. So it's only Australian things, only Australian like quote unquote talent, and like I guess like booths and stuff. So they use like, I mean, I don't even know if it'll just be Australian. Like it might just be Victorian, which is the state that I'm in. So it might just be like very local stuff, because that's what we were doing in 2021, which is like the homegrown conventions, because obviously no one could get into Australia.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. They're like encouraging people doing like Christmas cosplays, as it's like it was like the last week of November, but due to an election it got moved to the first week of December. And it's being held at like showgrounds, so not at a convention hall. So
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. they're encouraging Christmas cosplays, and
You
there's
got.
like an ugly sweater competition.
Oh, that's great.
So,
You got any? You got any like Christmas themed outfits planned, or
um,
like you have any stored away, or?
I'm I'm not really a Christmas person, but a couple of my friends are planning to do like a Christmas version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
So the character who I'll be cosplaying is Kakuin, and he's got like it's my Jessie wig, but I styled it back. So I styled it to Jessie when I first did it, then I styled it to Kakuin when I last did Kakuin, and then I styled it back to Jessie when I did Jessie for PAX, and I'm going to restyle it again into Kakuin.
All right.
Uh,
Oh, you get some
because
damn good value out of that wig if it hasn't fallen apart yet.
exactly, and I got it like secondhand as well. Like
Wow,
we winning,
that's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
And like I could just get another wig, but due to how long it takes for things to arrive in Australia, I don't
I've
want to
heard.
risk it.
Yeah, no. I've heard horror stories of your postal issues. Oh
Yeah,
God.
many
Yeah.
many postal issues. Not a fun time.
No.
Um, for context, for the people listening, I used to live in a complex, and my neighbors would just take my packages for me, and so I would be forced to interact with them and have small talk so I could get my packages after waiting 2 or 3 months for them.
Oh my God.
So that was fun. That was in the brief time that I didn't have a PO box. I've got to set up a new one today, actually. So that's a good reminder. Thank you.
Oh, you're
Uh,
welcome.
but yeah, no, the postal service in Australia is terrible, and especially with like my day job, we send out our medications via the Australian post system, and a lot of patients are complaining that they're having to wait over a month for their medication to arrive. And I'm
Oh
like, I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ. Oh God.
So I'm just gonna restyle that wig, and because he wears like a green suit, I can just wear like a slutty little green Christmas outfit.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. And then one of my friends will be going as Dio. Um, and Dio's got like blonde, like star shaped hair. So they're going to be like the star on the Christmas tree.
Oh my God.
And then
Oh, that's gonna be great.
someone else is going to be Jotaro. And he wears like a big black trench coat. So he's going to wear like a big long Santa coat instead.
Oh,
And
I gotta see
attempt,
Guru.
yeah, we're going to try not overheat because it's going to be Australian summer by that point.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's right. You guys are we both got
yeah,
we got flip flop seasons over here. Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be. It's only just getting warm now, like, so it's 18 degrees at the moment, which is, what is Fahrenheit? 18.
18 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Celsius to Fahrenheit
Which you're
is
typing in right now.
64.
Okay, that's not
So,
too terrible. No, that's
I
still
know, like, this is good. We like
no,
this.
you do like this. It's still cold for us. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so back when I was in like the Texas state, anything below 25 was cold. So 25, 25 Celsius.
25 is 77.
Yeah, so anything below 77 was cold.
Yep.
But now that I'm in this state, which is, I guess, like Seattle, because it rains a lot.
Interesting comparison, but okay.
Uh, I've never been to Seattle, but I just know it
I've
rains
never
a
been
lot.
to. It does. Oh, new to me. Didn't know.
I just thought of all the memes of it raining a lot. But
Okay.
I don't know what I don't know what New York City, like what the weather there is like, but
New York, cold. It's on my coast.
does it rain?
Sometimes.
So Melbourne City is like known for its like grey skies and it rains a lot. It's very cloudy and it's cold, like most of it, well, cold by Australian standards, for most of the year. So we average around like 57 Fahrenheit, so 14 to 15 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
That's what, but like it was literally 33 degrees Fahrenheit when I went to work, like last month. So, which is 1 degree Celsius. So it was 33 Fahrenheit
God.
when I had to go to work.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, not fun, not fun.
No.
I hated it. And then we had our heating rights taken away from us at work because someone left the heater on overnight.
Oh, God.
Yeah, also not fun. But hopefully we don't die. It's going to be like 95 degrees Fahrenheit on the day of the convention.
95 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah, so 35 degrees Celsius.
Oh, God.
So we're going to be in Christmas cosplays for that.
Oh, boy.
You know, hopefully we don't melt. But it's exciting that we're getting like a themed convention.
Yeah.
Which I'm quite excited for. And I've seen like a lot of stuff from Wholemat. So I'm excited that we are now getting a version of it for us.
Yeah, that's definitely a con I'd love to experience, maybe at least once, because I believe that it's based in Florida over here. Yeah. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it seems fun. I don't know what I'm going to do on the next day yet, but I've got to figure that out. Probably a Genshin character, because a lot of my friends are doing Genshin, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, because of a bunch of events I have planned, I would love to take one of my best friends to a convention because they've never been to one.
Oh wow!
Like the my friend Shelly, who I hung out with yesterday. Um, maybe she has been to a convention, or maybe she hasn't. But I'd love to take her to a gaming one because they're more into anime. They're trying to get me into anime. Like they've told me repeatedly they were gonna sit me down and force me to watch Jujutsu Kaisen because that's one of their favorites.
It's a good anime.
Yeah.
It's very easy to watch.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Anime
not like
is
super complicated.
Yeah, anime is just hard for me to get into. I don't know why. It just is. Could we have me and them.
My computer just froze. But we're back. Cool.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're going.
we're good.
We're good. All right. We're going to a. I impulse bought tickets and asked them if they wanted to go, and they said sure, why not? Because they're also not really into gaming. They don't game much, but they'll watch other people play games. But I essentially bought tickets to a Final Fantasy Orchestra concert that's happening next month in Boston, and they're gonna come with. So we're just gonna spend the day in Boston because the concert is like at 3:00 in the afternoon. So that'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've also had the Final Fantasy orchestra over here.
Yeah, the Distant Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't personally gone to them, but like a lot of my friends have, and they loved it.
Yeah, yeah. You probably saw the one that I went to last year around this time frame.
Yeah, no, I remember you posting about that.
Yeah, it was specifically geared towards Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it was, holy smokes, it was something else.
But yeah, you're talking about like how you've got like gaming cons and anime cons, like
And Comic Cons.
and Comic Cons, yeah. So we've only really got like we don't have like the only one that's really like set is PAX and Crunchyroll. So PAX is obviously a gaming con, and then Crunchyroll is obviously an anime convention. But our Supernova and Comic Con are just pop culture. Like it's anything and everything, free for all. Like it's like there's books, there's like TV shows.
Yeah, that's just
Um,
that's just actually what like San Diego, New York Comic Con is. Like that's same thing for our Comic Con. Like Comic Con is like
just like a pop culture. Okay.
it's pop culture con essentially. But I mean like Comic Con is just like the name it started out with way back when.
Yeah, no,
When
I
it,
remember that.
yeah. Um
Mm.
but no,
I was
yeah.
just
Like
saying if yours were more like actually like centered rather than just like everything and anything.
I mean comics essentially do play a big part because I mean, it's in the artist alley. Yeah, like the big couple of three, like the Dark Horse Comics, IDW, Marvel, DC. Um, I mean, you have like San Diego with their famous Hall H panel where Marvel showed up all their upcoming slate of movies. Um, but then you
Yeah,
got
we don't get that at our Comic Con. We don't get any of that.
like, um, then you have for us, as far as I know, the more popular like anime based conventions. I mean, you have Anime Expo out on the West Coast every summer. Then you have Katsucon on my side of the country around like February, which I don't think I'm gonna go to this year. I mean, cause money.
Yeah.
Like truthfully, like I feel like PAX East is like the only con that I'll go to each year for the foreseeable future. I mean, it's just like mostly pricey in terms of like just the hotel because like if I'm still able to like get media passes, I'm good.
Mm.
It's just a simple train ride away. I take the train into
Yeah.
the train into Boston, and then I just get off at the right station, and then just walk to my hotel. And
Okay.
it was a huge help because my hotel at PAX East literally right across the way I could see the convention, like the convention center.
Oh well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it wasn't far of a walk either. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much my next year, as far as I'm concerned.
That's still pretty cool though. Like your Comic Con is definitely a lot better. Like
Yeah.
I think like the only like real big thing we had at one of our Comic Cons um, was Stan Lee came over, so you
Okay.
could get photos and stuff with Stan Lee. Um, but like Marvel doesn't show up. Like we just get like some celebrities that you gotta like pay to get a photo with and a signature from, but that's
Yeah.
like really only the like big
Yeah.
deals from those ones.
Right.
But we've only got like the one anime convention and the one gaming convention. Like we used to have an expo called Madman, and that was really cute. Like it was like a smaller con, and it had like life size like manga walls, so like you could walk through it and be like the same size as the characters,
Yeah.
which like I really like that. Um, but
So,
yeah, Madman got absorbed by Crunchyroll, and now it's Crunchyroll Expo.
okay. So I think you were kind of explaining this earlier on, but I think it was because of how giant Australia is and like how it's broken up.
Hmm.
You kind of just have con designated to like certain city areas.
Yeah, so pretty much. So obviously it's the same for like America. Like each state has like a capital city,
Yeah.
and we only have conventions at our capital cities. Like there's some like smaller ones at like other like northern cities that are away from the main ones, but they're like very local conventions. But
Yeah,
they're still very
yeah.
good. Um,
Yeah, because
but
it's compare that to like like every. I feel like every state in America has multiple cons within their state. Like my state, the smallest state in the country, we have our Comic Con coming up in I believe a couple 1 to 2 weeks.
okay, yeah, that's good. Whereas
That
our smallest state, which is ACT, they I don't think they get any conventions. Let me see. Supernova Canberra. Yeah, no, they don't.
yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, they don't. So the only state that gets two supernovas, which is our like Australian convention, is Queensland, and it's two cities that are right next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like I wasn't complaining when I was up there. It's like, hell yeah, I get two supernovas. Um, but Comic Con's only at Brisbane, which is the capital city. Um, but yeah, no, we only get so each state, Victoria, where I am, Victoria aside, um, they only get 2 to 3 conventions a year.
okay.
Um, but now there's like more smaller conventions popping up. So like an
Good.
anime store that I follow, um, called Let's Go Akamaru. They've now started hosting their own convention due to the drama that happened with Supernova a couple years back.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
so they started hosting their own convention because they weren't supporting Supernova anymore because Supernova Sydney decided to let a vendor in that was selling anti-LGBTQIA plus and Nazi paraphernalia.
Oh, fun.
So they had like full swastika flags and everything, and it's
Oh,
just like,
Jesus.
ooh. And they were like lit in, and they had like a lot of like shirts being like all anti-gay and stuff, and it's just like, why is this person
What?
allowed here?
What the fuck, indeed? Yeah. Oh my god.
So after that drama happened with Supernova, um, a lot of smaller ones have been popping up. So there's ones for like Townsville, which is a very like northern city in Queensland. And there's
Mm.
like smaller ones popping up in Adelaide, which is like a western city from like one of the further away states.
Okay.
So it's like more conventions are like that's not okay, and they're popping up slowly, which is good. But yeah, we don't really have like the huge roster of conventions that America has.
Right.
Plus, like they're all super far away aside from the two Queensland ones, because Australia is so big.
Yeah.
It doesn't look big, but it is massive.
It is big. Trust me, I live there.
Like
uh,
one of our states is like I don't know. I think like our state, Western Australia, is like the size of the USA almost.
oh my god. That's huge. Oh boy.
And versus USA. Okay, no, it is just bigger than so Australia's bigger than the United States.
Right.
Yeah, just. Oh, not just, but like decently bigger. Our Western Australia is like half of the USA. Is, I guess, the best way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah. And that whole area just gets 2 conventions.
Oh my god. That's not a
Yeah.
lot. Oh wow. Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah. So imagine half of the USA only getting 2 conventions.
Oh god. That's unfathomable.
Yeah. So now that like I'm in Melbourne, I'm feeling spoiled for choice because, you know, we have Crunchyroll and we have PAX and Supernova and Comic Con. So now I get 4 conventions a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And we've had Anime Expo here a couple years back. Oh no, it was Animanga. It was what it was called, not Anime Expo.
Mm.
And that was held in like a old museum. So an interesting location choice, but I'd be keen to go if it came back. And that's 5 conventions a year.
Right.
So whereas like obviously I guess like because I see like all the cosplayers going from like if they're like living on the East Coast, they'll go to like West Coast convention still, and I'm just like, I could never.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to go to a West Coast con on my territory at least once because I mean I've just been primarily sticking towards the East Coast because money and travel and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
in any case, unless you have anything else last minute you want to mention or talk about, this could be an awesome place to wrap up because I'm looking at the time and
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
almost 2 hours.
yeah, no, this is great. No, I love this. Love this. Gives people a
But yeah, no.
good thing to listen to. But I figured, yep, this would be a good place to wrap up. Carnage, if people want to follow your work and your all your other fun adventures, where should they go?
So I'm on like all social platforms as Carnage Cos, KARNAGECOS. On Instagram now there's an underscore after that because I got banned. Um, so, but aside from that one, it's the same on every social media. Or I have like my strict just cosplay account that has no spice at all on it. Aside from it's got minimal booty, and that's just cos carnage. So it's my handle, but I guess flipped because I thought that was funny. But you know, carnage goes on every platform. Gang, gang.
All right, and you guys can follow me on Boo Any Cost on Twitter, Instagram. I'll soon be coming back to Twitch streaming in about a
Woo!
couple of weeks, so that'll be fun. Kicking it off with God of War Ragnarok. And I'm on TikTok, but you will never see me make content because TikTok overwhelms me, a 30-year-old man. I just can't. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Again, thank you, Carnage, for joining me. I adore you lots.
Oh,
And
I adore you too.
yeah, so be sure to stay tuned for the next episode. I'll try to have hopefully 1 to 2 more before the year's up. So thank you guys for listening, and I will see you all in the next episode.